Well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Akba and I'm in Tokyo. Today I'm going to give you guys an update on my journey to monetization video that I posted in I think November, where I said I wanted to be monetized by the end of the year. Did she do it? We'll see. For those of you that are just watching to get the answer to the question I posted for 90 days consistently, was it worth it? The answer is yes. The results were that my channel grew exponentially, but not necessarily for the reasons that you think, not for the reasons that I thought it would grow going into it. And I'm going to give you guys more exact figures and screenshots as this video continues. But if you were just looking for a yes or no answer, there it is.
Just answer the question, okay? Please don't play with me right now.
I'm going to break this video down into 4 parts. First, I'm going to show you the screenshots of where I was, and then I'm going to show you the screenshots of where I am now. Then I'm going to talk about what I did, what I learned, and what I plan to do in the future with all of this knowledge that I've gained from this experiment. Okay, so in July of this year, I posted a video after a 7-year hiatus on YouTube. And I kind of just wanted to get my feet wet, see how things work. And between July, August, and September, I posted, I think maybe like 6 to 10 videos. I wasn't consistent. I didn't really have a good schedule going. And so in those 3 months, I got about almost 6,000 views, so not bad. Almost 300 watch hours, so also not bad. And I gained 124 subscribers. I think the interesting thing about this is that it doesn't show you how many subscribers you lost, which I guess is for the best. But I was losing subscribers at an exponential rate, particularly because, yeah, I hadn't posted in 7 years. And so I think a lot of the people that had subscribed to me prior didn't really care for the new direction this channel was going in, and so they just unsubscribed, which I appreciate. I only want people here that want to be here. So yeah, this was me kind of just posting just to post. I wasn't seeing any real growth or any real like traction. Don't get me wrong, 124 people subscribing to the channel in 3 months was amazing. Almost, 288 watch hours was amazing. Also, mind you, in September, I only posted once in the month of September, and that was because I was having technical issues. Y'all, CapCut tried to take your girl out the game. Okay. I realized though in October that I really wanted to do this more formally and I really wanted to commit to it. So between October 1st and December 20th, which is a couple of days ago, so this isn't totally up to date, but whatever, I had 20,000 views, 2,300 watch hours, and I've gained over 500 subscribers. And this was all because I chose to start posting consistently on this channel. So now let's break it down into what specifically I did. So the first thing I did was I started posting twice a week. The main reason for this was I was looking through my YouTube analytics and I noticed that Monday and Thursday were the 2 days where most of my subscribership was on YouTube. And I was already posting on Thursdays and I thought maybe I should switch to Mondays. And then I was like, maybe I should just post on both days. In order to be monetized, you need a certain amount of watch hours. And I was like, it'll also help with watch hours because if I'm putting out more videos, I'll get more watch time. So I upped my schedule to 2 times per week. And I can honestly say that even though there were some weeks where I could only put out 1 video, I was very consistent with my weekly schedule. I didn't miss a week in this time, I can say that. The second thing I did was I started posting longer videos. In the first 3 months, my videos were like 10 to 15 minutes long because my thinking was I want people to watch the whole video, then YouTube will push it out more. But what I realized was someone watching the entirety of a 15-minute video is not as many watch hours as someone watching half of a 45-minute video. And once I realized that, my thinking then became, okay, so then how can I create the magic of this 15-minute video 3 times over for this 45-minute video to maximize my watch time in that 45-minute video? You can't just create longer videos to get the watch time because if people don't actually watch it, then it's all for nothing anyway. The next thing I did was I started testing out shorts. I don't think I talk about this in the what I learned part, but long story short, that's funny. Long story short, shorts were not for me. I don't really feel like I saw any advantage of that. I'm a yapper. If this is your first time on this channel, you don't know this about me yet, but I'm a yapper, okay? Short form content is just not my lane. I did gain a few subscribers from that, but I'm not 100% sure if they actually watch my long form content or if they're only subscribed to see shorts, and I don't really post them as often. So yeah, I did test them out though. Speaking of testing things out, I started using community posts, which I'm obsessed with. I'm always using community posts. One thing I learned about community posts, and I'm not going to go over in the next section, but it's such an efficient way to help plan out your content by asking your audience what they want to see. Like, it's just, And we'll talk about why that's important more later, but try using the community post. Upload a picture, upload a screenshot of your latest video, upload a poll. What do you think is next? What do you think is next is like my cheat code, because whatever y'all say y'all think is next, that's what I'm uploading next. If I have like 4 or 5 video ideas in my head, I will post them in a poll, and whatever wins is the next video that comes out, because that's what y'all want to see. No, community posts, chef's kiss. If you are not using community posts right now, you're hustling backwards, babes. Okay, and the last thing I did, well, not the last thing I did, but the last thing I'm going to talk about doing, and I think this is probably one of the most game changing, it's like this and then community posts, top two game changers. I started being more intentional about engaging with other videos and with other creators. And so I'm going to tell you something I learned, and it's going to be the perfect segue into the what I learned section. In October of this year, Meg Thee Stallion's official Mamushi video dropped, okay? I watched that music video an undisclosed number of times, okay? I was obsessed. Multiple times throughout the day, I had liked the video, I had comments on the video, I had liked other people's comments on the videos. Like, we were locked in. We went together real bad, okay? Around that same time, I had also posted a video about being Black and dating in Japan. One day, I looked at my analytics and saw that the #1 video recommending my video was the official music video for Meg Thee Stallion and Yuki Chiba's Mamushi video. Are you kidding me? That was when I learned how the algorithm really works, okay? 2 videos with similar keywords: Black, Black woman, Japan, dating, relationships, because those are the themes in the Mamushi video. I obsessively watched that. I watched that video more than a normal person probably should have. If this is your first time here, I'm the president of Meg's fan club, if you were unaware. And I believe that because of my engagement with that video, YouTube created a link so that when people were watching that video, it was suggesting my video as well. To this day, that is my best performing video from this time. I think that video is at like 700. That video is at like 700 watch hours. Like, that is insane to me. One video with 700 watch hours as a small YouTuber, I think is incredible. Once I had that epiphany of how the algorithm makes connections for suggested content, I started testing it out with smaller channels. Obviously, it's not always going to be millions of subscribers like a music video for Meg Thee Stallion, right? But I would notice, oh, I just watched that girl's YouTube video and I did like it and I did leave a comment on it, but now her video is suggesting my video. And I would notice that it would keep happening. And so I started being a lot more intentional about engaging with other YouTubers who were kind of in my niche, or maybe we were talking about similar things, that we were probably sharing keywords. And I noticed the more I did that, I would also see an increase in my views and my watch time, because YouTube knew who to share my content with, like what audiences would probably also want to watch my content. Game changer. Also, as a fan, Meg Thee Stallion like literally was personally telling people to go watch my video. Like, oh god. Very good. Anyway, let's get more into what I learned. And this is what I meant when I said earlier, it helped, but not in the way you're thinking. Consistency is determined by your audience, not by YouTube. Okay, I was watching this interview of like a YouTube representative, and essentially he said something along the lines of like, your niche is more indicative of your level of consistency than anything YouTube could do on the back end. So for example, let's say you restore cars once a month. Every single month you restore one car and you drop like an hour-long video, and your audience knows every first Friday of every month you're going to drop that video, and you produce 12 videos that year. You are as consistent as maybe a beauty YouTuber who twice a week drops a day and night look, or does a tutorial and a product review every week all year and does 104 videos. You all are both equally consistent, not in the amount or the frequency of which you post, but in that your audience knows when to look for you, when to find you. The first 24 hours of a video are imperative in the success of the video throughout its lifetime. I'll circle back to that later. What that means is if your audience knows that you post every Tuesday and then one week you decide to post on Saturday, your audience might not know to go watch that video within its first 24 hours. And because your audience doesn't know to watch it, then it doesn't do well. And then maybe YouTube is like, well, we should stop pushing this altogether because no one's watching it. And now a video that would have performed very well and introduced you to a new audience kind of just lands by the wayside because your audience that probably really wanted to see that video doesn't know to see it until maybe like a month or two later when they're like, I haven't seen her in quite some time. Maybe I should go and check her page. And then they're like, oh, all these videos have come out. I didn't see them. YouTube stopped pushing because you were not consistent. You still got your video out for that week, but it wasn't at a time when your audience was expecting it. And so you didn't get the 24 hours that you should have had to grow the analytics of that video. I hope I'm making sense because now I feel like I'm not. You didn't have the proper analytics during the first 24 hours of that video, and then YouTube kind of just suppressed it. So yeah, your audience determines how consistent you are, not the YouTube algorithm. That being said, just because your video doesn't do well in the first 24 hours doesn't mean that it's going to be dead in the water forever. Okay, the next thing I learned, analytics are a great tool, but they don't tell you the whole story. There are so many things that I've noticed go into the ebbs and flows of my audience on YouTube. Change in season could be a huge reason why your subscribers may or may not be showing up for you. Interest in the topic is a huge reason why your subscribers may or may not be showing up for you. If I drop a video on how to make, I don't know, Valentine's Day cupcakes right now in December, my subscribers might look at that and be like, oh, I can't wait to check that out. But there's no urgency for them to check that out until maybe end of January, early February when Valentine's Day runs around. It's not because they're not interested in me or what I have to say. It's just the topic's just not that important to them right now, as is their prerogative. And you don't know what's going on in your subscribers' personal life. Like, obviously, hundreds of people all going through something bad at the same time is actually probably quite accurate now that I think about it, because there's billions of people in the world. A couple hundred going through the bad thing at the same time is probably quite normal. But anyway, all that to say, analytics can show you what's happening. It cannot show you why it's happening. Take all of the analytics with a grain of salt. Okay, this is something that I learned during this time, came from me like watching other videos of YouTubers around my same sizing. My watch time seems to be much higher than the average YouTuber of my size, but my views are much lower. And I'm going to talk about this more in my what I learned section, but the biggest takeaway from that for me is I need to work on my thumbnails, or my titles. Like, the people are not clicking the video, but the people who do click the video watch it to the end and they're happy and they comment and they give it a thumbs up and they subscribe. So it's like the people I can get love what they see when they get here, but I just can't get enough people here. Which is interesting. Which segues into the next thing that I learned. Comparison is a tool. Comparison is a great tool. It's not the thief of joy inherently. It's a great tool as long as you are realistic. When you're comparing your growth as a small YouTuber to the growth of a YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you're not being realistic. Keeping with the example of like my thumbnails, right? When I first started, I'd be like, okay, this is my vlog for a night out in Japan. Okay, this person just did their vlog for a night out in Japan and it's got 1 million views. So I'm going to use the same exact thumbnail, except they have 1 million views because they have 3 million subscribers and they could literally just post a picture of a white sheet that says night out in Tokyo and all their subscribers would still click on it, right? Like, I don't have the luxury. So recreating those thumbnails wasn't effective for me. I'm like, okay, I've got about 500 subscribers. This person's got about 700 subscribers, but the video about a night out in Tokyo has 10,000 views. So I need to try to recreate this thumbnail that they used because it really worked for them. They have way more views than they have subscribers. So clearly a lot of people were able to click on it. I had to kind of shift my mindset into knowing who to compare myself to, because comparing myself to the YouTuber with 3 million views wasn't effective. You know, like Ryan Krause, I love that little white boy. He could post a picture. Most often, his thumbnails are like a selfie. 80,000 views in the first hour. Because his face holds brand recognition. Like, my face doesn't yet hold brand recognition. That's not where I am in the journey. So I can't just post a selfie and expect 80,000 views in the first hour. Even if our actual videos are identical, beat for beat, shot for shot. I don't have that same facial recognition. I don't have that same brand recognition that he has. And so I need to start comparing myself to maybe smaller YouTubers in my weight class, so to speak. The last thing I learned, which for me personally as a creative is probably the most exciting and most lifelong lesson that I've learned, is I have a much better grasp on my editing style. And that in and of itself is a time saver. But as a creative, like as somebody who hates editing too, me having like an editing style is just, it's just so baby girl coded. Like, I have an editing style, which is amazing because you know what? I'm speaking it into existence. This channel is gonna blow up. I'm going to need to start outsourcing this to an editor, and I'm gonna be able to tell them, this is my editing style. You need to recreate this. Like, that's probably like, as a creative, that's like one of my more prouder things that I'm happy that I learned. Like, and like I said, it's a time saver. When you kind of already know how you want things to come out in editing, in post, then you can prepare for that in pre-production and in production itself, right? You kind of will know, okay, I want to get this shot, I want to get these angles, oh, I'm gonna need to add this video clip in. Like, so yeah, posting consistently is great if you're still trying to get your bearings, like as a creative overall. Sorry if I keep looking down. I obviously have my notes here, my screenshots here, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm saying things properly. So let's round out this video with what I plan to do in the future now that I've learned all of this information. Okay, first thing, as I said before, I need to start putting way more effort and way more manpower into my title, my thumbnails, and my keywords. People always say the 3 T's: titles, thumbnails, tags, but even YouTube tells you tags is not how people find your channel. So I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe they mean that they're tagging their videos with the keywords, but keywords are how people find your channel. When I first started out, I remember a video and a woman said, as much time as you spend editing your videos, you need to spend editing your thumbnail. And I thought that was crazy because it takes me a day to edit like a 30-minute video. You want me to take another day to do the thumbnail? But she's absolutely right. She's, as jarring as it may seem, she's absolutely right. Because like I said before, if I can't get people to click on what I know is a great video, then what's the point, right? Like, it can be great all at once, but if no one wants to click on it, if I can't entice them through the thumbnail, through the title, it's kind of all for waste. All for naught is what I was trying to say. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Also, and this is so important, I think all small YouTubers need to hear this, something I plan on doing moving forward is being patient, because you never know when something is going to pop off. End of July, I think this was like maybe my 3rd or 4th video that I put out. It was about going solo clubbing in Tokyo. When I first put it out, at that time, it did incredible by my standards. It was like 200 views. I was ecstatic. Like, whoa, 200 people want to watch me. People were commenting. People thought it was funny. Everyone was enjoying it. It was a great video. Sometime in November, I looked and it was at like 700 views. I said, where did the rest of y'all come from? Like, it was trending between 200 and 300 up until November. And then in November, I looked and it was at 700. I still don't know why, which goes back to what I said about you never know what's going on. Analytics doesn't tell you why. It only tells you what. I could only assume more people were coming to Tokyo on solo trips in November and they kind of wanted to see what it would be like to go to the club alone. Or maybe my subscribers, new subscribers were like, oh, let me check out her other stuff. Like, I don't know why. But again, it did 200 views originally. Somebody might look at that and think, oh, that's not enough. It didn't perform well. It wasn't a great video. But that's not the case because it's now at 700, maybe 800 views. Actually, hold on, let's check. You guys, I just checked. I kid you not. It was at 700 when I was prepping this. It's at 955. It's about to cross 1,000. It's a 12-minute video. And it was the 3rd video that I posted. The 3rd video I ever posted that sat at 200 views for months is now about to cross 1,000. You just have to be patient. Your time is going to come when it comes. Number 3, I'm going to continue to engage with my audience. I love my audience. Real bad. I imagine most of you watching right now, this is probably the first time you ever saw me, but my like normal, everyday, we be in the trenches, we be exploring Tokyo together audience, I love y'all real bad. Like, somebody pointed this out to me. People were like, your audience is really engaged. Like, you have a lot of comments on these videos. My comment section be bringing me so much joy, and I love that when I ask y'all for tips, y'all really be giving tips. And I love when y'all start talking to each other. It just fills my heart with so much joy. So I'm definitely going to continue to engage with you all because I love y'all. Also, like I said, if you are currently watching this and you're trying to grow your YouTube channel and you don't engage with your audience, you're hustling backwards. Your audience sets the tone for the algorithm. You got to pour into them as they are already pouring into you by watching your video to begin with. I'm also going to continue to be mindful about engaging in other people's videos. Like I said, Megan Thee Stallion's music, it's almost as if Megan Thee Stallion personally, Meg Thee Stallion was telling people to watch my YouTube channel, okay? That is one of the highlights of 2024 for me. Like, are you dumb? Like, that's what? Megan Thee Stallion put her stamp of approval on my YouTube video, all because I was engaging, okay? So, like I said, it can't always be with millions and millions of subscribers, but engaging with other people in my weight class. I like that term. Engaging with other small YouTubers in my weight class. And just like being genuine, watching their videos, liking their videos, leaving a comment. I know when I first started, I used to hate when I'd be like, if you like this video, leave a comment about XYZ, and nobody would leave a comment about XYZ. So when I be watching videos and I don't have anything else to comment, I'll at least do the XYZ comment. And the last thing that I'm gonna do is keep making videos like these. I love progress videos because even though I don't always feel like I'm making progress, having proof of where I was and where I'm at now is so encouraging. So starting in the new year, every second and fourth Tuesday, I'm going to drop a quick little video called Road to 10K, where I'm going to be showing you guys some of the things I've learned, some of the things I'm doing, some of the things I'm trying in order to grow this channel from, I think we're at 1,100 subscribers now, to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to click the thumbs up button, comment below, say can't wait for the road to 10K, and then subscribe and turn your bell notifications on so you see when I upload. And if that's not something that interests you, that's totally fine. But if you're interested in seeing otaku hot girls navigate their way through Tokyo, Japan, you're gonna love it here, okay? I typically try to live my best life on this channel. I give a little big sister advice on this channel just because I'm the baby of the family and I never had a little sister in order to give big sister advice. So I'm making you all my unofficial little sisters. And I was trying to keep it real. Not every day is sunshine and rainbows. Some days we be sad and we navigate that sadness together. I hope you've enjoyed this video and thank you for giving me your time. On this side of the screen, you're gonna see a playlist because I know that you're obsessed with me now and you want to give me a binge, and this is the playlist that's gonna help you do that. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be moved, you're gonna feel everything. On this side though, here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Does YouTube know you as well as YouTube thinks they know you? Do you like this video? Go on, click it, watch it. Did you like it as much as YouTube thought that you would like it? Let me know when you get to that video. Leave that in the comments. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.